Hello everyone, welcome back to XSP Green Monster channel. I am back, and as you can see, I have the Suburban back. It is done, and I can tell you exactly what needed to get done. I'm really happy to have her back here. Those tail lights that I showed you guys the unboxings of, they actually fit really nicely. They have really nice clean lines. They have a really nice fitment on all the edges, and I really like them. So I'll kind of go over what had to be done. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is a Suburban. And yeah, a few things had to be done. Just one major thing actually, you can kind of see there. So it's a new master cylinder. It's actually out of a 2002 Chevy K1500. Brand new master cylinder. Here's the engine bay. I'm actually taking a picture, it's a new one. There we go. So yeah, that's what needed to be done. I had to get a whole new master cylinder for it because the one I previously had was not pushing enough fluid. I'm sorry that it's kind of dark here, guys. But yeah, I'm about to go out and show you guys how to break in the new brakes. Like I said, I just need that new master cylinder for it. Yeah, it wasn't pushing enough fluid. So if you're looking to do this with these really big brakes and converting from rear drums to front discs, then you should look into getting a larger or newer master cylinder as well. Chevy still isn't 100% sure if it was just because my master cylinder decided to go bad or if it couldn't push enough fluid. My mechanic there said that the master cylinder didn't seem 100% after he took it out, so it seems like my master cylinder may have just gone bad, which was a very unfortunate time for that to happen, obviously, but you know, it happens when you're doing stuff like this, when you're doing custom stuff. But yeah, it's all fixed now. I'm sorry I didn't get a video up for you guys this last couple days. I knew the truck was gonna be done soon, so I decided to wait until I had the truck to make this video, which should have been out like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video of me breaking in the brakes, and glad to be back. Hey everyone, just realized that I had forgotten to actually go through this procedure with you. I meant to do it while I was filming the intro clip, so I will show you guys now. So basically we're going to be going over right here, this pad and rotor bedding section on the instruction booklet that I got. And I will just kind of be going through what it says in there to do. And I want to say first, it's very important that you do this somewhere safe. You do not want to be doing this somewhere that you can't safely accelerate up to 55 or 65 miles an hour and then brake heavily. So that's the most important part about this, is to be somewhere where it's safe for you to do that. So I'm just basically going to read right off the sheet on what's going on. So it says, once the brake system has been tested and determined safe to operate, follow the steps for bedding of the pads and rotors. Should only be performed on a racetrack or another safe location where you can safely and legally obtain speeds of 65 miles an hour while also being able to rapidly deaccelerate. Begin with a series of light deaccelerations to gradually build some heat in the brakes. Use an on and off the pedal technique by applying the brakes for 3 to 5 seconds, then allowing them to fully release for a period roughly twice as long as a deacceleration cycle. If you use a 5 count during the deacceleration interval, use a 10 count during the release to allow the heat to sink into the pads and rotors. So it's basically what you'll see in the video is that I do a 5-second count for braking, and I do a 10-second count for during the release to allow the heat to sink in, which is where basically I accelerate back up to the speed I need to be at. So continuing here, after several cycles of light stops to begin warming the brakes, proceed with a series of medium to firm deacceleration stops to continue raising the temperature level on the brakes. Finish the bedding cycle with a series of 8 to 10 hard deaccelerations from 55 to 65 miles an hour down to 25 miles an hour while allowing a proportionate release and heat sinking interval between each stop. The pad should now be providing positive and constant response. It says, if any amount of the brake fade is observed during the bed-in cycle, immediately begin the cool down cycle. Drive a moderate cruising speed with the least amount of brake contact possible until most of the heat has dissipated from the brakes. Avoid sitting stopped with the brake pedal depressed to hold the car in place during this time. Park the vehicle and allow the brakes to cool to ambient air temperature. Post-bedding, especially after bedding cycle, the rotor should exhibit a uniformly burnished finish across the entire contact face. Any surface irregularities that appear or smearing or splotching a rotor face can be an indication that the brakes were brought up to temperature too quickly during the bedding cycle. If the smear doesn't blend away after the next run-in cycle, or if chatter under braking results, sanding or resurfacing the rotors will be required to restore a uniform surface for pad contact. And basically you're doing this whole thing so it creates a small film of resin along everything, which allows the brakes to work properly, and you have to do this very uniformly, so you can't heat them up too fast and you can't cool them down too quickly. So this process is extremely important. Like I said, make sure you're doing it in a safe location, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so as you can see, we're back in the Monster, and I'm going to start this process which I explained to you earlier, and the first is the light deceleration. So I'm going to get back on here on the road, and I'm going to get up to a speed. I'm going to start doing just some light decelerations with doing twice the amount of time resting as I am doing stopping. And this is just to start to get some heat in the pads. So I'm going to start the first one here. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on light. Then we're going to go up to 10. I got another car behind me, so I have to do it. And I'll probably just speed up a lot of this process as I'm going through it. So right now I'm just doing the light decelerations, and then we'll move into the medium decelerations after this. Alright, so we've done a couple already. I'm going to keep trying to do this. So now, probably done about 6, so I'm going to accelerate up to, I'm just doing 35 miles an hour on this. I'm not sure if there's like a better or best. It doesn't say on the instructions. So up to 35, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds on, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds on the brakes, and again the exact same thing. And this is just to start getting heat in the rotors, so that they heat in the rotors and pads so that they can start to settle in. You're just kind of slowly building up the heat before we start getting into really the break-in process. So I'm probably going to do just a few more of these, probably do one more cycle, and then I'll pick you guys up again and I'll start getting into the medium deaccelerations. Alright, so I've done about 10-ish, 15-ish light deaccelerations, so now I'm going to start doing the medium and hard deaccelerations. So I'm going to get up to about probably 45 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. And then I'm just going to do a medium deacceleration. And this is just to continue getting heat in the brakes. And you want to follow the same rule where you're doing 5 seconds on and then 10 seconds off, so you don't heat up the brakes too quickly. So again, I'm going to get it back up to around 45. I'm going to do a hard to medium deacceleration for about 5 seconds. Then again, speed up, slow down, and just repeat this probably 10 times, I'm gonna say. Alright, so here we go. I'm just gonna accelerate. Obviously, she's heavy, so she doesn't accelerate quickly. But I'm going up to about, usually it takes me about 10 seconds to get to 45 miles an hour anyways, so go up to 45, and then medium to hard deacceleration. Then we're going to do the exact same thing again. I've already done it about 5 or 6 times, so I'll show you guys again. Get up, and then medium to hard deacceleration down. And this is just to keep getting the brakes warmer and warmer and warmer. So now we're going to start the hard deacceleration. So you want to get up to 55 or 60 miles an hour and then deaccelerate down to 25 miles an hour on a hard stop, and then let it proportionately have the same amount of time on, or twice the amount of time on deacceleration. So we'll get back up here. We'll do it from 50. We're gonna do a hard stop here. Down to 25. So that's basically what I'm gonna repeat for about 6 or 7 times. So I'll show you guys a couple of them. Get back on. So let's do one from 45 here. Throw on my blinker and we'll do a turn up here, and we'll go back and do it again. But yeah, so here it is. So I'm gonna cruise at 45. And then we're gonna do a hard stop. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do for the next couple of times, and then they should be just about bedded. Alright, so here we go on the last 2, so I'm going to accelerate up to 55 or 60. These are the last 2 beddings for this, and I have to drive for 15 minutes to let them slowly cool back down to normal temperature with using as little brakes as possible. So up to 60, then hard brake, stand on it down to 25 miles an hour, and just do it one more time. I start to smell them a little bit, so I know they're getting hot. To 55, and then give it everything I got to stop it. Alright, so that's about it for that. They should be properly bedded now. And that's kind of the break-in process for brakes. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that it was helpful. If you haven't done this before, I know I haven't done it before, and it's really not that hard to do. You just need to be in somewhere safe. I want to reiterate that again. It is very important that you are somewhere where you can accelerate all the way up to 65 and then slam on your brakes safely. That is going to be very important for this. I'm sorry, I know I haven't been looking at camera. I'm really bad about looking at the screen right now. But yeah, you just want to make sure to do that. And I think that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video. I hope that it was helpful to some of you that are looking to do this conversion or something similar to it. And I will see you guys in the next one. So I have to say, after getting these broken in, they do feel much better. Before, when I was driving, just when I came over to this spot so I could safely do this, they were kind of like, you could hear them while you were braking. They kind of sounded like they were scraping a little bit, and it was a little uneven, so it would kind of pulse a little bit sometimes while you were braking, and that is not true anymore. It's very smooth braking. You can't hear the brakes actuating at all anymore, so it doesn't sound like they're scraping a little bit or anything. So overall, it worked out extremely well. I'm very happy with how that process worked. And yeah, like I said, don't be afraid trying this yourself. It's not too hard to do this. Obviously, I had to do some extra things, but at least now you saw the video, you guys can know what you have to expect if you do this kind of thing.